Let me switch on the live stream. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, everyone. So the Bhakti Vedanta Bhagavata group welcomes everyone to the weekly Harikatha. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada and all Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. So as usual, before we begin, the important announcements concerning the important dates in this week. So Sunday, January 10th is the disappearance day of Srila Mahesh Pandit. He, who was previously a very munificent cowherd boy, has now appeared as Mahesha Pandita. In ecstatic love, he dances like a madman as though intoxicated to the beat of a kettle drum. According to Gaura Ganodesh Deepika, Mahesh Pandit was formerly Maha Bahusakha in Krishna Lila. He was a companion of Nityananda Prabhu and was present at Danda Mahotsav held at Paninati. Also, January 10th is the disappearance of Srila Udharana Datta Thakura. Udharana Datta Thakura, the 11th among the 12 cowherd boys, was an exalted devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He worshipped the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda in all aspects. In Brajalila, he was Subhav Sakha. Wednesday, Jan 13th, is the appearance of Srila Lochan Das Thakura. Lochan Das Thakura, a disciple of Narahari Sarkar Thakura, wrote many Bengali songs glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His most famous poetic work is the Chaitanya Mangala, a depiction of Lord Chaitanya's life. Friday, January 15th, is the disappearance date of Srila Jagdish Pandit. Jagdish Pandit lived near Jagannath Mishra, the father of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in Sridham Mayapur. Jagdish Pandita assisted Mahaprabhu in spreading the Sankirtana movement, congregational chanting of Krishna's name in Jagannath Puri. Regarding Jagadish Pandita, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Jagdish Pandita, the 15th branch of Lord Nityananda's followers, was the deliverer of the entire world. Devotional love of Krishna showered from him like torrents of rain. He lived near Mahaprabhu's house in Navadip and would cook special items for him when he was not feeling well. Also, it is the disappearance date of Srila Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami was the nephew of Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. He received initiation from Rupa Goswami and became the Acharya after Rupa and Sanatan Jiva Goswami. After Rupa Goswami, and Sanatan Jiva Goswami was a Sanskrit scholar par excellence. Some contemporary Sanskritists call him the greatest philosopher and scholar who ever lived. The youngest among the 6 Goswami followers of Lord Chaitanya, Jiva Goswami, was also the most prolific writer. He wrote some 25 books, including the Sat Sandarbha, Gopala Champu, and Hari Namamrita Vyakaranam. His samadhi stands in the Radha Damodara temple compound in Vrindavana. So today we'll be continuing the theme of glorifying our Acharya in day 2, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Our prayers at the lotus feet of all the Acharyas to bless us with pure bhakti. So now we'll request Satchitananda Das Prabhuji to commence today's special second session celebrating the divine disappearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेश तारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवार्षभान्वी देवी द्वैताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुरौज्ज्वल प्रेमाध्य श्री रूपानुग भक्तिद श्री गौर करुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्ध अपसिद्धांत ध्वन्तहारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shrila Prabhupada ki jai। His Divine Grace Shrila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Jagadguru Shrila Prabhupada ki jai। Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya Acharya Guru Varga ki jai। Today I would like to start today's session by praying to the lotus feet of our Vaishnava Acharyas, especially Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, Jagadguru, Srila Prabhupada, with a bhajan called Ei Baro Karuna Karo Vaishnava Gosai, composed by one of the most prominent Vaishnava Acharyas in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Narottam Das Thakur. এইবার করুণা করো বৈষ্ণব গোসাই। এইবার করুণা করো বৈষ্ণব গোসাই। এইবার করুণা করো বৈষ্ণব গোসাই। পতিত পাবন তোমা বিনে কেহ নাই। পতিত পাবন তোমা বিনে কেহ নাই। এইবার করুণা করো বৈষ্ণব গোসাই। হরি বল। যাহার নিকটে গেলে পাপ দূরে যায়। যাহার নিকটে গেলে পাপ দূরে যায়। এমন দয়াল প্রভু কেবা কোথা পায়। এমন দয়াল প্রভু কেবা কোথা পায়। এইবার করুণা করো বৈষ্ণব গোসাই। গঙ্গার পরশ হইলে পশ্চাতে পাবন। গঙ্গার পরশ হইলে পশ্চাতে পাবন। দর্শনে পবিত্র করো এই তোমার গুণ। দর্শনে পবিত্র করো এই তোমার গুণ। এইবার করুণা করো বৈষ্ণব গোসাই। হরি স্থানে অপরাধে তারে হরি নাম। হরি স্থানে অপরাধে তারে হরি নাম। তোমা স্থানে অপরাধে নাহি পরি ત્રાણ તોમા સ્થાને અપરાધે નાહી પરિત્રાણ એ બાર કરુણા કરો વૈષ્ણવ ગોસાઈ હરી બોલ તમારા હૃદયે સદા ગોવિંદ વિશ્રામ તમારા હૃદયે સદા ગોવિંદ વિશ્રામ ગોવિંદ કોહેના મોર વૈષ્ણવ પરા ગોવિંદ કોહેના મોર વૈષ્ણવ પરા એ બાર કરુણા કરો વૈષ્ણવ ગોસાઈ પ્રતિ જન્મે કોરી આશા ચરણે ધૂલી પ્રતિ જન્મે કોરી આશા ચરણે ધૂલી નરોત્તમે કોરો દોયા આપનાર બોલી નરોત્તમે કોરો દયા આપનાર બોલી એ અધમે કોરો દોયા આપનાર બાર કરુણા કરો વૈષ્ણવ ગોસાઈ પતિત પાવન તોમા વિને કેહો નાય પતિત પાવન તોમા વિને કેહો નાય પ્રતિ જન્મે કોરી આશા ચરણે ધૂલી નરોત્તમે કોરો દોયા આપનાર બોલી પ્રતિ જન્મે કોરી આશા ચરણે ધૂલી નરોત્તમે કોરો દોયા આપનાર બોલી પ્રતિ જન્મે કોરી આશા ચરણે ધૂલી એ અધમે કોરો દોયા આપનાર બોલી દયાલ વૈષ્ણવ ઠાકોર दयाल वैष्णव ठाकुर, 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 जय वैष्णव ठाकुर, श्रीला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर, दयाल वैष्णव ठाकुर, श्रीला प्रभुपादा, वैष्णव ठाकुर, श्रीला प्रभुपादा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। जयतां सुरतोपंगो मम मंदमतेर्गति, मत्सर्वस्व पादाम्भोजो राधा मदन मोहनो, जय राधा मदन मोहन, राधा मदन मोहन, राधे राधे। दिव्य वृंदारण्य कल्पद्रुमा, श्रीमद् रत्नांगद सिंहासनस्थो, श्री श्रीला राधा गोविंद देवा, प्रेष्ठालिभि सेव्यमानो स्मरामि, जय राधा गोविंद, राधा गोविंद, राधे राधे। जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय जय श्री राधे। श्रीमान रास रसारंभी वंशी वटस्थित कर्षणे स्वर्णेर्वेणुर्गोपी श्री गोपीनाथाय श्री अस्तो नमः। जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे राधे। जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय जय श्री राधे। जय कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम। जय ललिता विशाखा जय राधे श्याम। जय ललिता विशाखा जय राधे श्याम। जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय जय श्री राधे। जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय। आजानुलंबितो भुजो कनकायवधातो संकीर्तनै पितरवो कोमलायताक्षो विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्म पालो। वंदे जगत प्रिय करो करुणावतारो परम करुणा गौर हरि पतित पावन गौर हरि। जय पतित पावन गौर हरि। निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग गौर हरि। आराध्यो भगवान व्रजेश तनयस तद्धाम वृंदावनम। रम्या काचित् उपासना व्रजवधूवर्गेण तया कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवत पुराणमयमलम् प्रेम पुमार्थो महान् श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभुर्मतैदम् नायत्रयाग्रहपरः जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा श्रीला प्रभुपादा प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल कलयुग पावन हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय पतित पावन निताई गौर सुंदर की जय ब्रह्म मध्व गौड़ीय संप्रदायाचार्य गुरुवर की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च श्री वार्षा भान्वी देवी दैताय दासला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर जगतगुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। So, Hare Krishna. Today we are gathered again to glorify His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. This would be the second day of his glorification. So even if there are 1,000,000 days with 1,000,000 years, it is not sufficient to glorify such wonderful Gaudiya Acharyas, the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the followers whose leader is Rupa Goswami. So it is indeed a very, very humble attempt when we are trying to glorify these Acharyas. Based on my capability, I will share whatever little I know about such wonderful Acharyas. So if you all remember, last time we had started from a little bit of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's uh, leelas on this earthly planet. And that started with his appearance in the holy place of Puri Dham. We also sang the beautiful song in English that was composed by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur appeared in Friday, on the February 6th, 1874, at about 3:30 p.m. in Viyogini Kshetra, Puri Dham. And there is indeed a very wonderful connection as to why he appeared in Puri, especially based on when we try to see even why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent his last 12 years in personal bhajan in Jagannath Puri Dham. And we explained that even during the Rath Yatra festival, when we had about 6 sessions regarding the Rath Yatra, that due to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Abhirbhav, his appearance, so many new facets were of a pure bhakti, the diamond of pure bhakti were brought to light. And one of those facets was the glorification of Jagannath Puri Dham and its special significance when it comes to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Of course, as mentioned that in the Skanda Puran, in the Padma Puran, that the Puri Rath Yatra, or the worship of Lord Jagannath, Balbhadraji and Subhadra Devi is since time immemorial. And many yugas, many Satya yugas had passed during the time of King Indrajumna. The temple was established, and the appearance of Lord Jagannath in the present forms as we see them appeared. But just about approximately 500 years ago, due to the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the entire facet or the entire dimension of the pure Vraj Bhakti was manifest due to the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that is perhaps one of the reasons why Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur appeared in this special place known as Viyogini Radhadham. If you all remember, I mentioned why is it Viyogini means basically separation. The Radharani who feels intense separation. So the mood of intense separation was felt by Radharani or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Radharani while in Jagannath Puri Dham. And the last 12 years was spent with such intense bhajan by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with his most intimate associates, Rai Ramananji and Sarup Damodarji, who are none other than Lalitaji and Vishakhaji, the principal Ashtasakis of Radharani. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada appeared in that holy place. Adore ye all the happy place, sweeter than heaven, brighter than way. When he appeared in Puri, the holy place, my Lord and Master, his divine grace. Srila Prabhupada composes this poem in 1935 in the Vyas Puja, or the appearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, composing 8 wonderful lines in English, 8 wonderful stanzas. And he starts by saying, adore you all the happy day. Please, all of you, become, adore it. Be very happy that this is the happy day. Why? Because when he appeared in Puri, the holy place, he means Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. He appeared sweeter than heaven, brighter than May. So what a beautiful line Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami writes, that even the sweetness of heaven is left behind, and the bright summer day of May is put to shame by the appearance of his divine grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur when he appeared in Puri, the holy place. When his divine grace appeared in Puri, the holy place. So his childhood was also very amazing. We mentioned about how he gave up, not touching a single mango for the rest of his life when he picked up a mango that had reached the house of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur without offering it to Sri Krishna. And when his father, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, chastised him mildly that one should not eat anything before offering it to Sri Krishna, and thinking that he is an offender, he never touched a mango for the rest of his life. An amazing vow that he took because he was an offender. A very, very, 4-year-old or 5-year-old boy taking that very seriously as an offense. So these are some of the wonderful qualities we can see. Again, he gave up his college thinking that if he showed a lot of seriousness and if he showed that he was very, very an intellectual person, which he was, if he displayed that, then he would be forced into married life. He would be more forced into a family life. And he did not want to. He wanted to dedicate his whole life for the purpose why he came. He was named Bimla Prasad. Bimla Devi is the energy of Lord Jagannath. The temple of Bimla Devi is within the temple of Lord Jagannath Puri, and she is the energy, the internal potency of Lord Jagannath, Yogamaya, and also she is manifested as Mahamaya in this material world. And as Nitu, one particular Leela that I had mentioned last time, Lord Narayana or Krishna promised Bimla Devi, or the Parvati Devi rather, that she would be the first one to get Lord Jagannath's prasadam. And like that, Bimla Devi is the first one to receive Lord Jagannath's prasad once Lord Jagannath has enjoyed it, before anybody else gets it. So Thakur Bhakti Vinod, who was a magistrate in Jagannath Puri, that's also not a coincidence that in the British Raj or the British Empire, there were many places where Thakur Bhakti Vinod could have been posted. But somehow or the other, by the divine arrangement of Radharani, he was Lord Jagannath. He was placed in Jagannath Puri, very close to Lord Jagannath, who is full of separation of Rajdham. So like that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was residing there. He was a magistrate, a fantastic judge who completed all his judgments by 2 p.m. And on an average, it is said that he heard about 50 cases, which even the British judges were not able to achieve, not even a fraction. And they were very envious of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, trying to find fault in his judgments, in the line of work, in the judicial line of work. But he was so perfect that they could not find a single fault. And after that, he used to go home and compose wonderful, pure devotional books and bhajans. And he dedicated his life, and he had begged, he had asked for the mercy, especially prayed to Bimla Devi, send me somebody who can help me in preaching pure bhakti. Pure bhakti was practically had vanished during those times, especially in Bengal and other places, Orissa, etc. Only some devotees were practicing within closed doors, because people were criticized. The pure Vaishnavas are criticized by the less intelligent Shaktas, the worshippers of the energy of Krishna, but neglecting Sri Krishna himself and neglecting the devotees of Sri Krishna, labeling them as sinners or papis. And they are Vaishnavas because they have committed sinful activities in their past lives, and therefore they have been born in a lower class, and they were labeled as lower class human beings, the worshippers of Narayan, the worshippers of Krishna. This is what the situation had become in India, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur was lamenting. Just like at that, just a couple hundred years or 300 years ago or so, Advaita Acharya was full of compassion, also lamented, because all that was there about the Shakta worship was happening from those days, 500 years ago itself, and that is why he cried. He cried when he used to worship on the bank of the Ganga. He used to worship in Shantipur with the Shaligram Shila, with Tulsi leaves and the water of the Ganga Jal. And with his tears of his own eyes, he used to bathe the Shaligram Shila, praying, please come down, O Krishna. please come down. There's a wonderful bhajan written by Sarvabhauma Acharya known as Advaita Ashtakam. Perhaps someday, but next month of February is an amazing one. There is many wonderful appearances and disappearances of our Vaishnava Acharyas. And Srila Advaita Acharya, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also, his appearance is there in next month along with many leading Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. So Sarvabhauma Acharya, one of the most topmost scholars at that time in Puri, after receiving the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he composed the glorification of Sri Advaita Acharya. Hunkar garjanadi ahoratri sadaguna ha Krishna radhikanath prarthanarth bahujana dhupadeepa chandanadi, etc. He sang Gangavari, and by the tears that flowed from his eyes, he worshipped the Shaligram Shila and asking Lord Krishna to come down so that pure devotional practices. He talked about that in the Bhagavad Gita 5,000, in the last speaking of the Bhagavad Gita 5,000 years ago, the most important message being Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshishyami Ma Sucha. Arjun was very fortunate that he heard that message of pure bhakti from Sri Krishna directly from his lotus lips, that please surrender unto me, do not fear about anything. And the message of Sharanagati, how to surrender by simply having full faith in him. Please surrender unto me and do not worry about any karmic reactions. I am there to take care of them. Krishna makes that promise to Sri Arjun, summarizing pure devotional service in that verse of the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. But what about the rest of the populace? Bhagavad Gita finishes by that message, and that was directly spoken to Sri Krishna, to Arjun. But how to surrender to Krishna, that was actually practically shown by Sri Krishna by appearing as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Very important point. We should never forget that. Because personalities like Advaita Acharya begged by crying, it is time for you now to come down. Pure devotional service is becoming extinct. And you know, the different apasampradayas are just simply, and you have promised in the Bhagavad Gita, Paritranayam sadhunam vinashayati duskritam dharma samsthapakaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I will come again and again in different millenniums to re-establish religiosity. And this time, he was called to re-establish pure devotional service, just not the message of the Vedas of dharma, artha, kama or moksha. Beyond that, beyond dharma, beyond artha, beyond kama, and beyond even liberation, pure devotional service in Vraj Bhav was the message that was in need. And that only Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru, the Acharya of the entire sampradayas, of all the sampradayas, is Sri Krishna. He is the one who took that responsibility, and he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Radharani. Who else could have preached the topmost bhakti? Who else knows topmost bhakti than Srimati Radharani? So in the mood of Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Jive Daya Kori, Swaparshad Siyo Dhama, Saha Autari, Attanto Durlava Prema, Kori Bare Dan, Sikhaye Sharanagati, Bhakotero Pran. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in the introduction song of a book called Sharanagati, that comprises of wonderful bhajans on how to surrender to Sri Krishna, he opens his very first introductory song with this very first verse, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori. Out of pure compassion for the fallen souls, Sa Parshad Siyodham Saha Autari, he came along with his associates. And along with his dham, he brought Vrindavan in the form of Navadvip, in the form of Mayapur. Sa Parshada, Sa means himself, Parshad means his associates. Nityanand Prabhu as Balram came, Vrajendranandan Sachishwata Hoilo Sei, Balram, Hoilo Nitai. Advaita Acharya, who is none other than Sadashiv and Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu is the cause of all the causes, especially the material world. And him, along with the compassionate Lord Shiva, a combination of both, Sri Advaita Acharya appeared and before Mahaprabhu, praying, please come, please come. And like that, Radharani herself came as Gadadhar Pandit, Srivas Acharya came as Narad Muni, and so many wonderful personalities that descended from Golok Vrindavan and different parts of the Vaikunt planets who accompanied Chaitanya Mahaprabhu along with his dham, Sah Parshada Siyo Dham, Saha Utari. And what did he do? Atyanta Durlabha Prema Kori Bare Dan. The most Durlabh, rarest of the rarest, Prem, Krishna Prem. Krishna Prem is very rare. One can even attain Vaikuntha after perfection. If one is a worshipper of Lord Narayana or Vishnu or Lord Ramachandra, etc. But one will only get the highest position, which is Dasya, Bhav, in the Vaikuntha Logas. One will not get that pure, unadulterated Prema, where there is free interaction with the Supreme Lord. That Prem is only in one region, which is in Golok Vrindavan. That intimacy is only in one region that is unparalleled, that is present in Golok Vrindavan. So, Atyanta Durlabha Prem Kori Baredan, that Krishna Prem from Golok Vrindavan, he brought Atyanta Durlabha Prem Kori Bare Dan. Dan means charity. There is no exchange that you have to do this. There is no business that if you do this, I will give you this. If you do such and such an austerity, I will give you this in exchange. No, Dan. Dan means free, charity. Just like when somebody gives somebody charity, he doesn't expect anything in return. It is freely given. So the Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishay Nama Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Sri Rupa Goswami, when he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the first time, he offered his obeisances. And this is what emanated from his lotus mouth. Namo Mahavadanyaya. Namo means I offer my Danvat pranams, my obeisances. Maha means the greatest. Vadanyaya. Vadanyaya means the greatest giver. The greatest giver of charity. And that is Sri Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna is called, he can be called in different names. Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, he is the ocean of mercy. Dina Bandhu, he is the friend of the fallen, etc. So many different Uttam Shloka or choice verses Sri Krishna has been described. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes beyond Sri Krishna. He is known as the Audharya Avatar. Audharya means even Lord Krishna, he doesn't have that capacity, or he does not retain that capacity to directly when he comes to show such mercy as what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has shown. Because Sri Krishna, when he comes in any other forms, including his original form, lacks one thing. He lacks the presence of the bhava of Radha. And Radharani is the most compassionate. And therefore, Mahaprabhu is not only Nanda Nandan, but he is also Vrishabhanu Nandini, Kirtida Sundari, Radharani, a combination of both. And therefore, the mercy is quadruple, it's multiplied by thousands and thousands of times, just than Nanda Nandan or any other forms of Sri Krishna. So we have to understand what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. Unless and until only those fortunate souls are able to appreciate Mahaprabhu. Otherwise, of course, there are different forms of the Lord, etc. The more and more appreciation comes when we study the lifestyle and the teachings of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. And that's what we are here today for, by glorifying the Acharyas like Shrila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We will understand the Siddhanta of Bhakti. No wonder his name, the prefix is given. He has got the prefix is Saraswati, means one who was endowed with the pristine knowledge, Saraswati. And he also has this prefix, Bhakti Siddhanta. Bhakti Siddhanta means the principles, the pure principles of Bhakti. Siddhanta means the conclusions or the principles, and Bhakti means Siddhantas based on pure bhakti. There are many Siddhantas if we look at the Vedas, and the Mayavads and the Brahmavads or the Advaitavads, etc., use the Vedas, they use the scriptures, establishing many different Siddhantas, but none like Bhakti Siddhanta. And therefore, even when we see the suffix of Srila Prabhupada, he is known as Bhakti Vedanta. Vedanta, the conclusion of all the Vedas from the lens or from the purity of pure bhakti. Therefore, he is known as Bhakti Vedanta. And we follow in the footsteps of such great acharyas, and therefore our group is called Bhakti Vedanta Bhagavad group. We are very blessed to have the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and our Gaudiya acharyas in the line of Rupa Goswami, in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as it is. And therefore our group is called not Bhagavad group, because there are many speakers of Bhagavata that are motivated by name, fame, money, etc. But our aim is to follow in the footsteps, just like little babies following in the footsteps of their parents without any ulterior motive. And that is the goal of our group. However small we may be, we are not here to gain that name and fame. Last time, if you all remember, I read a letter from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur that he had written to his son, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, about how to serve Mayapur Dham. Service to Mayapur Dham means serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because the Vrindavan Dham is non-different from Sri Krishna and Radharani. Similarly, the Dham, the Mayapur Dham or Navadvip Dham is non-different from Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu is Radha Govinda, Radha and Krishna. So serving Mayapur and serving the topmost service that Bhaktivinoda Thakur had asked, that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is, please serve Sri Mayapur Dham, because Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur had gone into reclusive bhajan for 10 years, chanting 192 plus rounds a day, chanting about 18 or 19 hours a day. And he was very strict in his sadhana, non-stop, just like Haridas Thakur used to chant 3 lakh names, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the name Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. When we give the Jai Dhwani, when we recite the Jai Dhwani in the beginning, after any arti, we say Jayom Vishnuvad Paramhansa Pariva Jagacharya Astottar Shri Srimad is Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jayom Vishnuvad Paramhansa Pariva Jagacharya Astottar Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Haridas Thakur ji was residing in Jagannath Puri. He came from a Muslim family, and because he somehow or the other got the mercy of the Vaishnavas, he got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started chanting the holy name of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and he used to chant 18 or 19 hours, 3 lakh names a day, 300,000 names a day. 16 rounds is approximately 25,000 names, which all initiated devotees have vowed to minimum chant 16 good rounds, Prabhupada said. And in the Gaudiya Math, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur had set a standard of minimum 64 rounds. So that is 1 lakh names, approximately 1 lakh names a day, which is approximately 6 to 6.5 hours of chanting of the holy names per day. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called him, Namacharya Haridas Thakur, because he is the Nam Acharya. Nam means the holy name, and Acharya means through his own example, he showed how to chant the holy name, how one should be attached to the holy name, because the holy name is Sri Krishna. Again and again, we have to remind ourselves 1,000,000 times, if possible, when we are chanting the holy names, it is actually association directly with Sri Krishna. The name of Krishna, the pastimes of Sri Krishna, the Leela, the qualities, the Dham, it is Sri Krishna. And Krishna means, along with all his internal associates. Nam Akari, Bahuda, Nija Sarva Shakti, Tatra Arpita Niyameta Smarnena Kala, Eta Drishi Tava Kripa Bhagwanapi, Turdaiva Midrisham, Ihajani Na Anuragaha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in the Sistastakam, verse number 2, Nam Akari, in the form of the holy names, Bahuda, Bahuda means many. Nija means my own. Sarva Shaktis, I've invested all my energies, Sarva Shaktis. I've invested all my energies, and the energies of Sri Krishna, especially for us, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Nandanandan, Yashodanandan, Radharaman, Radha Gopinath, Gopijana Vallabha, Radha Govinda, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Damodar, Radha Ras Bihari, Radha Shyam Sundar, Iti Adi, the wonderful personality who performs his wonderful pastimes, especially the Madhurya Leela pastimes in Vraj Dham. That personality is, along with his most intimate associates, starting with Radharani and all the gopis, etc., they are present in the holy names. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has declared. And the words of Mahaprabhu are who? The words are emanating from Sri Krishna, but it is Radharani who has wrapped around Sri Krishna completely in that bhav, especially in Jagannath Puri in the last 12 years. You know, whatever Mahaprabhu spoke, he spoke as if it is Radharani speaking. Whenever Mahaprabhu cried for Krishna, Krishna, when he cried and cried and cried while chanting the holy names, and he rubbed his cheeks on the walls of the Gambhira, his cheeks started bleeding. Swarup Damodarji, Rai Ramanandji, could not sleep at night because they were keeping guard one after another. They locked the door of the Gambhira because Mahaprabhu or Krishna, Nandanandan, when he would come into ecstasy, searching for himself in the bhav of Radharani, would suddenly leave the room and go and jump into the ocean, Mahambode Tire, in Jagannath Puri, thinking it is Sri Vrindavan, it is Jamuna, in the separation of Nandanandan. It is Krishna, Nandanandan, trying to find himself in the mood of Radharani, as Radharani and the gopis are singing in the Gopi Geet. Please try to understand these very important principles. Not many people speak about this, and therefore I'm sharing this. These are very special sessions, and I hope every listener, every devotee takes this with them. Once you take this with you in your hearts, these fundamentals, you will certainly be blessed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we all will be certainly be blessed, you know, with the highest of the highest, the pinnacle, the zenith of theism, which is the Madhurya Rasa, which is very rare, Atyanta Durlabha. So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, wanting to find Krishna in the bhav of Radharani. This is an amazing concept of theism, where only a few people who are very fortunate will be able to understand this concept. So that is why Krishna, in the bhav of Viyogini Radha, spent 12 years chanting the holy names in the Gambhira day and night. Why? Because he himself, Krishna, knew that the names, his own names, are associating with the highest of the highest, which is the associating not only himself, but associating with his own associates. Yes, Hare, or when you address Hara, Hara includes all the intimate associates of Sri Krishna, Nandanandan, headed by Srimati Radharani. So Krishna himself is taking the assistance by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so that he can get that mood of Radharani and relish the mood of Radharani and feel that separation, what she is feeling, by the mercy of the devotees of Radharani, the gopis, the manjaris. Only with their blessings we can understand the Madhurya Rasa. Jaya Jaya Ujjvala Rasa Sarva Rasa Sar, Parkiya Bhave Jaha Vrajeta Prachar, Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan. So even Sri Krishna Nandanandan is hankering by calling out with tears in Nayana Galatava Shrudharaya Vadanam Gadgada Rudayagara Pulakirna Chitam Vapu Kada Tavanama Gruhaneshu Bhavishyati Yugayitam Nimishena Chakshusha Pravashaitam Shunaita Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahena Me. Mahaprabhu is saying that I, in Viraha, in separation of Govind, he is in his own separation. Govinda Virahena Me. Every moment seems to be like millennium. Yugaitam nimeshena. Nimesh means the time it takes for the eye to blink. It's called a nimesh. Nimesh is like when we blink, that much time it takes. So one nimesh, one blink of an eye appears to be like thousands of years. Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pravashaitam. My eyes are wet in separation. Shunaitam jagat sarvam. I feel that the entire world is empty. There is nothing in this world. Govind, I miss you, Govind. That is the bhava of Radharani. Especially when Sri Krishna leaves during or he hides during the Maharas, when the Gopi Geet is being sung. And then also later on, when Akrur comes and takes Krishna Balram to Mathura, and at that time Nandan goes into the form of a bhav, hiding in the hearts of everyone in Vrindavan and in Vrajdham, and then they cannot physically see Sri Krishna. So this is the separation that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt in the Gambhira. And that is why the Gambhira is a very, very important place of worship, and Jagannath Puri is a very important place of worship for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So we have to understand the essence of what Mahaprabhu is and what his associates are all about. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada was a very, very intimate associate of the intimate associate of Mahaprabhu. He was then, as I had mentioned last time, he actually met Srila Gaurkishora Babaji Maharaj, who was one of the Siksha disciples of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Very important to understand that in our parampara, just to repeat what I had said last time, some important messages, that we get so carried away after initiation. Initiation, basically to all, it means the beginning. Take a look at the dictionary, either the Oxford dictionary or the Cambridge dictionary or any dictionary, or if you Google the word initiation, means the beginning. So when we get initiated into our sampradaya or any other sampradaya, one gets initiated, it means it is the beginning of our spiritual life. One should not feel very proud, or one should not feel very internally very egoistic about it, and then look upon others as if they are tuchha, as if they are nothing. You know, this is the unfortunate, the Maya suddenly catches that person who's trying to advance his spiritual life, and that starts on the day once they're getting initiated. There is very few who have that very that stance of humility. And then as slowly as years pass by, there is this groupism that starts happening within the movement. That, oh, you are my Guru Bhai, you are my Guru Ban, we have our own Guru Bhai and Guru Ban group only, nobody else is invited, we should only, this and that, and when our Guru Maharaj comes, we should only invite our Guru Bhai and Guru Bans, and only they should be given service of our Guru Maharaj. What a big mistake. Such a kanishta, a neophyte mentality. And why? I only see the life of our Gaudiya Acharyas. I had mentioned last time that Srila Prabhupada was initiated by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but he took instruction from many of his senior godbrothers. He took instruction not only from them, but also from other exalted Vaishnavas through their books. Always, if you look at the commentaries of Srila Prabhupada, he always mentions Sridhar Swami, Vishwanath Chakravarti. He just does not mention Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Of course, he is very grateful to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, not to minimize his position. But when we only maximize our initiating Guru's position and we minimize the position of other Vaishnavas, then we are committing offenses. Number one. Number two, another example. Srila Gaurkishora Babaji Maharaj was not officially initiated by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He was a Siksha Guru. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to speak Bhagavatam, and he was very aloof. Srila Gaurkishora Babaji Maharaj. Nama Gaurkishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murte, full of renunciation. He was the embodiment of renunciation. Sakshat Vairagya Murte, Vipralamba Rasambodhe. And he was always in the Viyog, Vipralamba Bhav, in separation of Krishna, in separation of the service of Sri Krishna. Rasambodhi, the ocean of nectar, of service and service to Sri Krishna. That rasa ambudi. Ambudi means ocean, and rasa means the mellows, and which means madhurya rasya. Padam bhojayate nama. I offer my obeisances unto his lotus feet. So he was very selective on who he used to associate. And he associated with Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur by listening to Bhagavatam in Navadvip from him. And because he listened to the Bhagavatam from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he considered him as his Siksha Guru. He received so much Siksha from him. And that is the reason why we have the picture of Thakur Bhakti Vinod after the picture of Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj. He was not initiated. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was not initiated by Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. As a matter of fact, he was initiated by Srila Bipin Bihari Goswami, which he gave up due to the particular conflict in theism of Gaudiya Vaishnavism on the position of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. So one can even give up his guru if that guru is not properly following the Siddhanta of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or the Siddhanta of pure bhakti. One can give up their guru. Narsi Mehta, one of the prominent contemporaries of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, pure Vaishnava, you all have heard, he was from Gujarat. He has composed a very wonderful bhajans in Gujarati that depict pure devotional service to Sri Krishna. And in one of the bhajans known as, those who are Gujaratis can understand this, in the very first speaking that I'm about one or two lines that I will be reciting, the rest I will translate. He says in this bhajan, Narayanu Naam Jaleta Vare Tene Tajyare. Narayanu Naam Jaleta Vare Tene Tajyare. Manasa Vacha Karmana Karine Lakshmi Varane Bhajiyere. Narayananu Naam Jaleta Kudne Tajiye Kutumne Tajiye Tajiye Mane Bapane. Narayananu Naam Jaleta Prathama Pita Prahlade Tajiyo Nava Tajiyo Harinu Namare. Narayananu Naam Jaleta. The essence of these lines is, or the essence of this verse is, whosoever becomes an obstacle in the path of pure devotional service or in the path of chanting the holy names, one should give those personalities up. Give those association of such people up. Whether it is the Kud, the entire family, or entire your dynasty. Kudne tajiye, kutumne tajiye. You should give up even your family if they become impediments to pure devotional service. Pratham pitaye prahlade tajiyo. In the beginning, the most important example that Narsi Mehta has given is that foremost of all, the example that he thinks of is Prahlad Maharaj. He gave up his own father Hiranyakashipu because he was against the principles of pure devotional service. He was against the concept of Lord Narayana or Krishna as the Supreme Lord. So Prahlad Maharaj gave up his own father. And like for example, in the Shastras, Bali Maharaj, he gave up his own guru Shukracharya. Shukracharya told him, don't do this. This person who has come to you in the form of Vaman, he is Lord Narayana himself and he will cheat you. And he will take away everything from you. But he did not listen to his guru. And he gave up his guru's instructions and he gave up his guru completely due to his guru propagating not to give what Lord Narayana, although he knew that this is Lord Narayana, he was preaching. A true guru always preaches how to please Krishna, not to displease Krishna. So Shukracharya was preaching the opposite. So Bali Maharaj gave up the association of Shukracharya and he condemned him and he gave up his leadership as a guru. So similarly, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I don't have the time to go into those details, but the point is that he gave up his guru and he considered who? Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj as his Siksha Guru. And therefore we see Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is Siksha Guru Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Bhakti Vinod Thakur's Siksha Guru is Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Please, my dear devotees, try to understand this concept, then we will never commit any offenses. We are all under the umbrella of Mahaprabhu. We are all under the umbrella of Aha Prabhu. Every day we are singing, dancing in Guru Puja. Aha Prabhu Korodaya Deho More Pada Chaya Ebe Jas Gushukri Bhuvana Jaya Prabhu Pada. And then when we go home, then we have these groupisms about my Guru, your Guru, my God brother, this God brother, this. No. We are all under our Acharya Srila Prabhupada, and our Ishtadev is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And his followers like Rupa Goswami, etc., they are our gurus. They are our guides and beacons. So we have to understand this principle, then we will never go wrong. So Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada took initiation from Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, although Bhakti Vinod Thakur could easily give him initiation as his father, as his guru. And both of them are in the service of Radharani in Golok Dham. They are in the Nitya Leela of Radha and Krishna. Even in the Bhaumya, Vrindavan Leela, they are Manjaris. And they are serving. They are very intimate service of Radharani. So they know each other, who they are, what their position is. But although that is the thing, out of humility, Bhaktivinoda Thakur asked Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to take initiation from Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj. And like that, he took initiation from Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, and Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj was his only disciple. And also, during this time, we find that in 1915, Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj's disappearance, and I mentioned about how the different Babajis of Navadvip wanted to take the possession of the divine body of Srila Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj so that they could build a samadhi, and perhaps their motive was materially motivated so that more people will be visiting their temple and they would be collecting Lakshmi. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur opposed that, saying that anyone who in the last 1 year or 6 months or 3 months or 1 month or 3 months or last 3 days who did not have any illicit contact with the woman, then and then you can touch my divine Guru Maharaj's body. Otherwise, anybody who touches his transcendental body will be ruined. And everyone who was present, those who are kind of, arguing over the body, who should get his body, they immediately left that place. And then there was another debate about what Babaji Maharaj had said, that when I leave my body, please drag me in the dust of Navadvip Dham, so that I will get the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. And to that, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada has said that these words you all don't understand, my Guru Maharaj. They were spoken out of pure humility. You have no idea. Even Lord Krishna considers himself to be fortunate to carry the body of my Gurudev. Just like Mahaprabhu carried the body of Haridas Thakur. When Haridas Thakur passed away, at that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu carried the body of Haridas Thakur, and he danced and he ecstatically cried and sang the glories of Haridas Thakur, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he also said that we will also follow in Mahaprabhu's footsteps, and we will carry the body of my Guru Maharaj on my head. And like that, he carried that. And then later on, after his disappearance, it was in his transcendental vision that in 1918, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada got a vision, a dream. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj appeared. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj had disappeared in 1915. But in 17 and 18, he appeared and again and asked Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to take sannyas. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, accepting the instructions of his Guru in his dream, he accepted the saffron cloth. So that was a very humble position. Although he was highly qualified, which is beyond sannyas, is one more stage known as the Paramhans Babaji stage. So the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, for example, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Gopala Bhatta Goswami, all these 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, they are dressed in white, and they are dressed in very short cloth, not like a real white dhoti that most devotees wear, and they just have an upper garment, just like for Bhiksha. And they are very renounced. So that is called Paramahansa Babaji Vesh. Please try to understand. And that Vesh is beyond the Varnashram system. Varnashram system means the 4 ashrams. What are those 4 ashrams? Brahmacharya ashram. After that, one enters Grihastha ashram. After that, once one passes the age of 50 and has big children, he hands over the business or the job and even his wife, the mother of the children, to the eldest son, and then he goes into the forest, or he goes to a secluded place or to an ashram, and he takes vanaprastha. Van means to, prastha means to go, and vana means to go into one. One means forest. So basically means he goes into a form of a vairagya. Vairagya means austerity, where one gets completely detached from the family and practices bhajan, and he practices the final step of Varnashram system, which is the what do you call sannyas ashram. He makes himself ready for sannyas ashram. So these are the 4 ashrams. But there comes a point that beyond sannyas ashram is known as the Paramahansa Babaji Vesh, and that is on a transcendental platform. Varnashram system is still considered more or less on a sattvic platform. It is a material platform for a graduation. But eventually, beyond the Varnashram system is the Paramahansa Babaji Vesh, which the 6 Goswamis, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, also he did not take sannyas from Grihastha ashram. He had directly gone into Babaji Vesh. Like Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj was also, he was not a sannyasi. He was in Babaji Vesh. Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Therefore, they are called Babaji. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So also sometimes when we say the Babaji, means it is the Paramahansa Babaji Vesh, which is beyond the sannyas ashram. And they are exclusively in pure reclusive, mostly bhajan, and some kind of preaching is done within intimate associates. They do that. But that sannyas ashram is meant for preaching to the entire world. But there comes a time where they go into their reclusive bhajan, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although he took the sannyas vesh to do the preaching of the Harinam Sankirtan, he did the preaching for a good 12 years after sannyas. He took sannyas at 24 years age of old. And after that, last 12 years, he went into his own internal bhajan. 12 years as a sannyasi, he preached. He walked and walked and walked. He was Parivrajak. Parivrajak means to go around different places and preach. And for the general, and then there comes a stage where it is his associates are given the opportunity to take over, and then they take over the message, the pure message of the Guru, and then the Guru can take Babaji Vesh, and then he goes into his pure internal bhajan, as described in the Samsara Davanal prayers, in especially verse number 5, 6, and 7. Which is Shri Radhika Madhavya Rapara Madhurya Leela Gunarupa Nam Nam Pratishana Swadala Lolupasya Vande Guru Shri Charnar Vindam Nikunjayuno Ratikeli Siddhya Yaya Alibir Yukti Rapekshaniya Tatrati Dakshat Ativallabhasya Vande Guru Shri Charnar Vindam. And then further, the next verse, it is mentioned that, what is that next verse? Shakshad Haritvena Samasta Shastra Uktas Tatha Bhav Yatayava Sadbhi Kinto Prabhoya Priyaiva Tasya Vande Guru Sri Charnaravindam. So these, when we analyze, and we had given a seminar, I think it went on for 17 weeks on the Samsara Davanal prayers, with a very much in-depth analysis by the mercy of Guru Gauranga, by the mercy of our Gaudiya Acharyas. Those who attended that, they remember some of the in-depthness in this. So these 3 verses depict the internal bhajan. So that is generally done in the Babaji Vesh of the Acharya, when he goes into reclusive bhajan after becoming a Gushti Anandi. After he has delivered thousands and thousands of souls, he goes into that. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, seeing that his own Gurudev, Srila Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, his own Diksha Guru and his own Siksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who are already in the Babaji Vesh or who were in the Babaji Vesh, he did not consider himself fit enough. Although he was completely fit, undoubtedly, but he took a very humble position by taking the saffron cloth, and he accepted that when his dream of his Guru Maharaj came in his dream to take the three-dandi sannyas. And he took, in front of the picture of his Guru Maharaj, he took the sannyas. So these are very exceptional cases. The same thing if we analyze Srila Prabhupada's life, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada came in his dream 3 times, take sannyas, take sannyas, take sannyas, when he was a Grihastha. And Srila Prabhupada mentions this, and it is mentioned in Prabhupada's Lila Amrit. What a horrible dream. Prabhupada kind of called it horrible because he had children, he had a family, and he had a business he was running. How I can give up all this suddenly and take sannyas? So he was appalled. He was feeling, and then he revealed this to some of his senior god brothers, Bhakti Pradeep Tirtha Maharaj and the other Gaudiya Vaishnavas, senior god brothers that were initiated before him. And they did not support him that much. They said, first to come and join the Gaudiya Math, come and serve the temple, and then we will see. But then he approached Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, one of his senior god brothers, who understood the desire of their Guru Maharaj. And he says, yes, I will give you sannyas. So then he got sannyas from Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, his senior Guru Bhai. So the point is that such a vision also came to Srila Prabhupada from his Guru. Chakshudana dilo jai janme janme prabhu sei divya gyan hriday prakashito. When we are very pure in our purpose, even if Gurudev leaves physically and he is serving wherever he is, whether in his original form is the Manjari in Golok Vrindavan, or whether he is serving in some of the other Brahmans or other different planetary systems by the order of Guru Gauranga, by the order of Radharani, by the order of Radha Shyamsundar, then he always comes in the hearts of those devotees who have that nishtha, pure Guru nishtha. A disciple is a disciple, one who follows the instruction of his Guru. It is very easy to say that I am a disciple of such and such. No, Prabhupada said, they are not my disciples, those who don't follow my instructions. They are simply initiated by me. So initiation is a formality. But those who are real disciples are ones who follow the instructions of Guru. This is very important. And Guru means Sadguru, not some Guru who himself is sometimes we see infatuated with material propensities. We have to understand that our Acharya is Srila Prabhupada. He is our main beacon. There are many, Prabhupada gave the authority to many of his disciples to initiate, and they gave not the authority. But he did not appoint any Acharya because he knew that being an Acharya means that purity is required. Although some of Srila Prabhupada's disciples deserve, and they have that capability, but nobody can come close to the purity of Srila Prabhupada or to the purity that is displayed by the other Gaudiya Acharyas. And therefore Srila Prabhupada never named them. But Mahaprabhu's movement has to go on. And that is why Prabhupada even gave a general message that you all become Gurus. So Prabhupada has given this message to all of us. But does that mean that tomorrow if we become initiating spiritual masters, do we deserve that respect? And have we obtained that qualities as like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada or like A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada? No, because actions speak louder than words. If our gurus are traveling by first class and they are spending money in hundreds of dollars in Rolex watches and the latest Apple laptops and all these things, when the same kind of service can be done in a $400 laptop and in a $50 watch, by just finding out what time is it, or by traveling by economic class from getting one point A to B, then they are following perfectly in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. Because Srila Prabhupada never thought of spending one extra single penny that belonged to Sri Krishna. Prabhupada used to walk 2 kilometers into Mathura city when he got down from the train along with his disciples. I've mentioned this in the past. And when the disciples said that you are taking a rickshaw, meaning at that time there was those horse carriages, tanga. From Mathura city, we walked 2 kilometers. He said, yes, outside the station, they are charging double to go to Vrindavan. They are charging 2 rupees. Here they charge only 1 rupee. Everything belongs to Sri Krishna. So when that bhavana is there, then we can understand, this is the pure personality who is not attached to money, who is not attached to comforts. So this is something we can distinguish, but that does not mean we disrespect them. We always respect all the Vaishnavas. But to give them the same respect as Srila Prabhupada and other Gaudiya Acharyas, there somewhere we are erroneous in nature. To put them on the same equal footing, it is almost like Nam Aparad number 2, when we are putting Krishna and all other demigods on the same platform. The second offense that is mentioned out of the 10 offenses in chanting the holy names, to consider the names of Lord Brahma, Shiva and other demigods equal to or independent of Lord Sri Krishna. Or to, for example, even when we have an altar at home and some of them are worshipping different demigods, they have that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to keep the deity of Lord Shiva or Durga Devi or Lord Ganesha, yes, but their position is lower than Sri Krishna. Krishna's position should be elevated. If we keep them in our altar or in our mandir on an equal level, then we are committing offenses. Neither those demigods will be pleased, nor Sri Krishna, because they know their position, who they are. The demigods are actually servants of Sri Ekla Ishwara Krishna Orsha Bhritta, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So only Krishna is the supreme personality of God. Etacha amsha kala pumsat Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, chapter 2nd. So there are many places all over the Shastra. Matta parana kinchit astit dhananjay. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself is declaring that there is nobody equal to me, O Dhananjay, O Arjuna. So like this, there is Shastric Praman. So we have to be very careful. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says, we have to respect all Vaishnavas, but according to their position, according to their status. So some of them were impressed by Srila Prabhupada, and sometimes they said, Prabhupada, you are God. In the beginning in New York, in San Francisco, Prabhupada used to get very angry, and he closed his ears. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, when some of the devotees, the general public used to come, and they say, Arey Baba, Apnar the Dev, you are God, Apnar Bhagwan, you are Krishna, you are Bhagwan. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to get very upset. Although he knew who he was, but in the general public, he didn't want to show that. And he closed his ears and he showed his disgust on his face. And basically, he actually looked in the other way when he saw such people. So we have to be very distinguished in our actually we have to be amanena manadena kirtanya sadi sadahari. We have to give respects to all, but respect has to be according to the status of the realization of the person. So this is very important message that I wanted to share along. So that is why Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, not finding any qualified gurus at that time, he took the saffron cloth in a humble form as a sannyasi in front of his guru's picture. And then he went very wonderful preaching he did. In 1922, he actually Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada's darshan was obtained by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who was known as Abhaycharan. He was born to Gaur Mohan De in Kolkata in 1896, and he was named as Abhaycharana Ravinda by his father and his mother. So actually by his mama, his maternal uncle gave that name. And then he grew up to be a very fine boy. And then later on, he was in the Gandhi movement, because it was at that time, India was still under the British Raj. And he had actually given up everything that was British. Although he had studied and graduated from the Scottish Churches College in Kolkata. And he had also got his degree, but he gave up. He did not even go to his convocation because it was a British degree. And by that time, he was very much into the Gandhi movement, where everything was Swadesh, that movement of Swaraj, that everything we should give up that is British. The British cloth, the British, everything that is British should be given up. That kind of mentality had spread. Gandhiji, that is one of the reasons why he was spinning his own thread, a khadi cloth, and then from that Khadi Gram Udyog started. And then in every home, they were spinning their own cloth, because at that time, the British were very smart. Everybody has a propensity for materialism. That is even mentioned in the Vedas, and it is mentioned between a conversation between Vyasdev and Ved Vyas. The British came to India what? In the last 250 or 300 years ago. But we are talking about 5,000 years plus, or even beyond that, because Srimad Bhagavatam is an eternal manifestation, just like Bhagavad Gita is an eternal manifestation. It remanifests. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that I have spoken this Bhagavad Gita millions and millions of years ago to the sun god Vivaswan. And I'm speaking this Bhagavad Gita to you again because you are my dear friend. So like this, Srimad Bhagavatam keeps manifesting. Srimad Bhagavatam is Sri Krishna. Just like Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata. Krishna appears and disappears according to the millenniums, according to the time, place and circumstance. So similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam is from the spiritual world, and that was brought by Narad Muni. From his heart, it was passed on to Vyasdev. So he is telling Vyasdev that you have actually taken the Vedas and you have preached Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. People are generally very much prone to material desires, to Kama. And all you have done is basically fanned that fire, giving more fuel to the fire or giving more air to that fire. You have not composed anything that is 100% pure in nature. That will uplift mankind beyond even liberation, beyond even mukti, beyond dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Composed such a wonderful literature. And then finally he composed the Srimad Bhagavatam. We had mentioned that in the introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam, if you all remember. Similarly, the point is the British took full advantage of the Indians. They brought in the British cloth and the British things of comfort, which they wanted so badly, the Indians. Even today, the demand of foreign things are of so much in India. Oh, this is foreign. This watch, these shoes, this or this and that, and so many things. Everybody wants to buy, or is interested in foreign-made things. So at that time, Mahatma Gandhi said the best way, on a Sattvic platform, he preached that the best way to get rid of the British is not to entertain anything about British. So even Prabhupada was, Abhay Charan was so much influenced by Gandhiji that he even gave up his convocation degree that he had earned under the British education system. And then he also later on got a job under one of his father's friends, Dr. Karthik Bose, who had a lab, and he was the manager of that lab. And then one day, one of his friends, Mr. Mukherjee, he came and said that, Abhay, today I want you to take you to a wonderful sadhu who has come to Kolkata. You must come and take his darshan. And Abhay Babu said, no, I'm not interested. I'm not in that. He told actually his friend is actually not Mukherjee, my fault. His friend's name was Narendranath Malik. So he told Mr. Malik that I'm not interested. My father he's a very nice Vaishnava, and he entertains anybody who came in the dress of a sadhu. He used to entertain them by giving them prasadam and by serving them and also giving them Lakshmi. And then I've seen how they misused Lakshmi. Some of them went around the corner to the pan and bidi shop and they smoked bidis, or some of them even smoked ganja. So these are the kind of people. So I'm not interested, I've seen enough in my life. In that young age, he actually saw through the system of how people took advantage in the form of a sadhu's ways. So he refused. He said, I will go home and I will do my own worship. At that time, he had his own little Radha Madan Mohan deities that were given to him by his own father. So he used to do deity worship at that young age. And he says, I want to go home after work. And then Narendranath, he actually pulled his sleeve. And Narendranath said that 5 minutes, Abhay, just 5 minutes. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. And then they had a tug of war in the middle of the street. He wants to go home, and this Narendranath Malik is pulling him, and Abhay Babu is pulling the other way. And then finally said, okay, just for your sake, I'm coming for 5 minutes. And then he took him to a place on number 1 Ulta Danga Road. It's a very old area of Kolkata. If you all ever go there, that building is still there. And that's where actually it is one of the places where Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he used to recite whenever he came to Kolkata, and he spoke the sublime message of Mahaprabhu. And when he entered, both of them, Narendranath Mallik and Abhaycharan Dey, when they entered, in the words of Srila Prabhupada or Abhay Babu, he says, Guru Maharaj, first opening version was that you are educated men. Why don't you preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's gospel to the Western countries? Like that, this is the statement that this grave sadhu who was sitting erect with round rimmed spectacles, an amazing aura was emanating from him. And when he said that, Abhay Babu, very respectfully, after hearing the katha, he said, Swamiji, who is going to listen to our message? Right now we are slaves under the British Raj. Very, very important. What a logical statement Abhay Babu made. Our primary duty right now is to free ourselves from the clutches of the British Raj, from the clutches of the British Empire. We are slaves, and as slaves, nobody's going to listen to us. We have to first become free. And to that, what did Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur say? Looking at him straight in the eye, he said, are you really free? Birth is forced on you based on your karma. And to give an example, as a side note, is it true or not? Sometimes we all get frustrated. Many people we see, sometimes we see that in the movies, sometimes we see that in practical life. People are frustrated with their life. So much they have to go through, so many trials and tribulations, and they say, Bhagwan mujhe utha le, ye zindagi to musse acha hai ki maut aa jaye. Please take me away. It is better that death come to me. And like that, they are wishing for another body by dying. But is it not forced? Even if they die, according to the karma, they are born again. And if the karma is bad enough, then again they will be born into the 8,400,000 species of life that may not even grant them a human form of life. And even if it is a human form of life, their suffering will continue because of their past karma. That will always be there because that's the way how karma works. So even birth is forced upon us. Karmana daiva netrena. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, says that according to the supervision of the Lord, one gets karmana daiva netrena dehu jantu upapate. The jiva obtains a befitting body. So we don't have a choice there. Even Bhaktivinoda Thakur, out of his humility, in one of his bhajans, he sings in the bhajan, Manasa deha geha jo kichu more, arpil tuar pade nanda kishore. What is he saying? That if this is the bhav, because he's always very humble. And he's saying that if, according to my karma, I don't even deserve to be a human being, then he's saying, Kita janma hoilo ja yatha tu adas, bahir mukha brahma janma nahi more as. He says that that's okay, my dear Krishna, that even if I'm born as an insect, because I don't deserve to become a human being, but I have only one request, that please, Kita janma hoilo ja yatha tu adas. Let me be born as an insect in the house of a Vaishnava. Yatha tuvadas. Tuvadas means the servant of Krishna, who is known as a Vaishnava or a devotee. So let me be born in the house of a devotee. Bahir mukha brahma janma nahi more as. And by being averse to you or not obtaining Krishna consciousness, even if I get the aristocracy of the highest heavenly planet in Brahma Loka, I'm not interested. Even if I get that kind of aristocracy, if I am averse to you, or if my face is turned away, bahirmukha, towards you, if it is faced away from you, or if I do not obtain Krishna bhakti, bahirmukha Krishna, bahirmukha brahma janma nahi muras. So like this, even in the prayers of Lord Brahma, in the Bhagavatam, Tatya Anukampam Susiksamanaha Bunjana Eva Atma Krita Vipakam. According to my karma, even whatever it is, let me be born again. But may I always remember you. Even Parikshit Maharaj prays like that. He's saying that according to my yam yam srishti upayanti, in this srishti, in this material world, according to my karma, wherever I am born, but please, my only request is, please give me the association of good Vaishnavas, and that way I can never forget you. This is the quality of prayers. Not that we are always saying, I want to go back to Godhead, back to Godhead, back to Godhead, singing that song like a little rhyme, twinkle, twinkle, little star, that has been taught by parents or teachers in kindergarten. That back to Godhead is being taught like a kindergarten thing by Srila Prabhupada. We have to understand Srila Prabhupada. That is not our mission, my dear devotees. Back to Godhead is for me. I want to be relieved of this material world. It is not for Krishna's sake. Back to Godhead so that I will be relieved of all these material body and material 8,400,000 species of life, and I will enjoy the company of Sri Golok Vrindavan Dham. Many people use this word, oh, I enjoyed it. Huh? No, Bhokta is Krishna. Bhokta, Sarva Yajna Tapasya. Sometimes we use that in our language. I enjoyed the kirtan, I enjoyed. We are not the enjoyers. Oh, we have to use very, very selective words when we are even speaking. This kirtan was very uplifting, or this katha was very uplifting and inspiring. I enjoyed. Then it takes a connotation of material things. And I'm only speaking from the pure devotional components which our acharyas like Srila Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and the entire Guru Parampara, they never prayed for going back to Godhead. They always said, Narkeshu Apavargeshu. What is that verse? I forget that verse completely. It's not coming to me right now. Wherever we are located, we should always be Krishna conscious. Samatulya Darshana. We are looking upon it equally. And if everybody went back home, back to Godhead, like Prahlad Maharaj said, no, I don't want to go to Vaikuntha. I want to serve my Guru Maharaj Naradji here. When Nrsimhadev Bhagavan asked for a benediction, so that I can help him, assist him. So our goal should be like that. That is the highest of the highest. And then it is up to Krishna. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada's words were as follows. Do not try to Sri Krishna. Perform your seva in such a way that whenever he feels he wants to see us, at that time, he can arrange that. And these are the very, very pure words. Prabhupada used to quote his Guru Maharaj, but very few people catch it. And everybody is like running after that 5-star chocolate or that Cadbury. If you do that, your homework, then you will get this chocolate or Cadbury. You will go back home, back to God. It's not bad. Please don't misunderstand me. Like punya is also good, but it has a certain level. There's something beyond punya. There's something beyond liberation. And that is service to Sri Krishna and Radharani by serving their pure devotees. That is why when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he was initiated, I told you his name at the beginning when he was born, he was known as Bimla Prasad, because Bhaktivinoda Thakur prayed to Bimla Devi in the Puri temple, please give me a son, or who can help me, assist me, who can assist me in preaching pure devotional messages. And Bimla Devi granted that desire. Even today it is said that those who go to Jagannath Puri, and if they go in the temple and they pray, a lot of their wishes are fulfilled, and most of the people go with a material desire. Some people who don't have a son or a daughter, they desire a child, they go. I've seen that. One time I asked somebody when I went to Jagannath Puri temple a long time ago, it was, some of them were rolling on the steps of Jagannath Puri. And I asked one of the pandas there, what are they doing? He said, oh, when you roll down, most of them, they don't have any children. They are vanjas. So when they, with that desire, they go and they roll down the steps, then their desires will be fulfilled. And a lot of miracles have happened. So like that they, and again, there's nothing wrong. It depends on the consciousness. So even Thakur Bhaktivinoda desired a child who was of that, but his desire of having a child was for pure Krishna consciousness, and which was granted by Bimla Devi. Therefore, he was known as Bimla Prasad. But later on, when he got initiated into the Harinam Diksha by Sri Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, his name was changed to Sri Varsha Bhanvi Daitaya Das. Yes, what a beautiful name. So Sri Varsha Bhanvi Devi is Radharani. Vrishabhanu. Varsha Bhanvi, that is Sanskrit grammar. Like, for example, the daughter of Janak Raja, King Janak, is known as Janki. Mother Sita, Sita Mata is known as Janki. Rama Lakshmana Janki, Jai Bolo, Hanuman ki. Right? A lot of us chant that, don't we? Janki. Janaka Sutavara, Jaga Janani Janaki, Atishaya Priya, Karuna Nidhan ki, Karunya Rupam, Karuna Karantam, Shri Ramachandram, Sharanam Prapadye. So Janaki. So similarly, Varsha Bhanvi Devi, King Vrishabhanu's daughter, is known as Varsha Bhanvi Devi, the transcendental personality, the female personality. Sri Varsha Bhanvi Devi. Daitaya, somebody who is very dear to Radharani, means is Daitaya. And Dasa, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, is the servant of the dear servant of Radharani. That is what his initiated name means. Sri Varsha Bhanvi Devi Doitaya Dasa. That is his initiated name. Srila Prabhupada, when he got initiated by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was known by the name Abhay Charna Ravindra Das. Krishna's lotus feet are known as Abhay Charan. Abhay, Bhay means fear, and Abhay means that place or non-fearfulness, opposite of fear. The lotus feet of Sri Krishna protects his devotee and gives full protection, and he becomes Abhay. Abhay means without any fear. So, like that, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is saying, are you really fear? Are you really free? Are you really free? Birth is being forced upon us. Although we may not like a certain birth, it is coming to us. Death is forced upon us. I need not explain that further. Nobody wants to die, but death must come upon all of us. Right? Then, nobody wants to get diseased. Who wants to get diseased? None. Right now, we are in this COVID-19 situation. So much fear is there. You know, we go out, mask, this, what do you call, the gloves, and then we use the sanitizers, and we keep our social distancing. Why? Because nobody wants to die. Just by a figment of imagination, if we think, oh, this coronavirus, if it attacks me, then so many people have gotten a one-way ticket, and we may not survive. So these diseases, nobody wants cancer. Nobody wants even a common cold, that discomfort that we feel, but it is forced on us. And nobody wants to grow old. It is forced on us. Which Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada is actually speaking to Abhay Babu from the Bhagavad Gita. What Krishna is saying, the Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukkha, Dosha, Anudarshana. These four things are forced upon us in this material world. That is the nature of this material world. There's no question of choices here. These four things are forced, and this cycle is going on since time immemorial. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. So, where is the question of freedom? The kind of freedom that I am talking about is the freedom, permanent freedom of the soul. The soul is embodied in this 8,400,000 species of life, 84 lakh yoni, again and again. We are coming back again and again. We are forced to come back in this material world. I'm talking about the freedom of the soul. That's the freedom I'm talking about. And what is the guarantee? Another thing he adds, that today India will be free from the British Raj. Can anybody guarantee that any country will be free for a certain number of years? After a couple hundred years, another country can attack another country and they can become the masters. And the country that is being subdued will become the slaves. And we have seen that in the last 20 years, 30 years. Even the young people, they have seen it. How in our even modern history, how United States took over Vietnam, and how Russia took over Afghanistan, and how in the recent years, we find history tells that how Saddam Hussein conquered Kuwait, and then how Kuwait was again relieved by the United States, and then Iraq was conquered by United States, etc. So this is an ongoing process. Uh, he says one wonderful thing: politicians will change, but politics will not change. These are the words of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Abhay Babu and Narendranath Malik were aghast with that amazing logic that appeared so convincing. So when Abhay Babu went home, he simply told his father Gaur Mohan De, Baba, I found my guru. And he cried. He was so happy. These were tears of joy. And it is said that Prabhupada said that, yes, sometimes when we are defeated in a debate or an argument, we do not become happy about it. But I was overjoyed. I was defeated. And this is my Guru Maharaj. And then later on, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada became his guru. He accepted him from his heart. And then in 1920, in the mid 1920s, Abhay Babu had actually gone to different places in India, and he used to, in the pharmaceutical business, travel quite a bit. And in 1928, he was settled in Allahabad. And at that time, the Gaudiya Math was also there. It was established by Srila Prabhupada's senior god brother, His Holiness Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. So the Gaudiya Math devotees used to come, and Abhay Babu used to be very happy, arranging programs, arranging Harinam Sankirtan, arranging lectures, arranging Naam Hata, etc. Because he was already there in Allahabad, and he knew a lot of people. And he used to serve the Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees very nicely. They're all under the same tree of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And like that, later on, he had actually was introduced formally to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Prabhupada says in 1933, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, when I was introduced to Guru Maharaj, meaning Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said that, yes, I will initiate this boy. These are the words of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He is very nice. He hears me very patiently. He does not go away. So that was my qualification. Remembering the words of his Guru Maharaj, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada remembers how Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was so kind upon him, and the words that were bestowed and spoken to him. So he said, that was my qualification. Srila Prabhupada, Abhay Babu, during the travel, sometimes, one time it is said that he was traveling on a train for the onwards journey. But when he saw Mathura station, he remembered, oh, this is Kartik time. Oh, my Guru Maharaj is leading the Vraj Mandal Parikrama. And suddenly he just got down in Mathura, forgetting his onward journey that he was supposed to go to the destination for business purposes. And then he went and found his Guru Maharaj, and his Guru Maharaj used to speak every evening. There was a shibir or a pandal, and in the morning, the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada used to lead the Vraj Mandal Parikrama, going to the different places of pilgrimage in Vraj Mandal. And then in the evenings, he used to sit down and speak Hari Katha. And Abhay Babu sat down in every katha and heard him very attentively. And Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, looking at him, he used to quote that he likes to hear, meaning pointing at Abhay Babu. And he used to also make this remark that some of the persons, some of his own disciples were not present when he was speaking. He said the darshan of, and then they would say that they would say, oh, we went to take darshan of this mandir and we went to take darshan of that mandir. So Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said that when an acharya is speaking, when a guru is speaking, then the disciples must be present. They should hear, because when they hear, they can actually get the real darshan of Sri Krishna. This is the words. By hearing Hari Katha, we can get darshan of Krishna. And like that, he appreciated Abhay Babu. And he said he likes to hear. So like this, he used to say that whenever there was a chance, reminiscing on his Guru Maharaj, A.C. Bhakti Swami Srila Prabhupada says, I was always asking my god brothers and Gaudiya Math, when is Guru Maharaj going to speak next? So officially he was initiated in 1933, given the name Abhay Charna Ravinda Das. by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. In 1935, he was instructed by spiritual master on publishing books. Again, this was one of the times when Abhay Babu, now known as Abhay Charna Ravinda Das, had visited Vrindavan, Raj Mandal during Kartik. And again, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada Thakur was present. And at the banks of Radhakund, there's a very famous picture. Some devotee has drawn a wonderful picture that is there in the Chicago temple, where Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada is walking on the banks of Radhakund with Abhay Charna Ravinda Das. And Abhay Charna Ravinda Das has his little boy also with him, holding the finger of his little boy. I think his name was Vrindavan Chandra, one of the sons of Srila Prabhupada. Vrindavan Chandra Das, Mathura Das, and I forgot the name of the third son of Srila Prabhupada. So one of the sons was present, and Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada gave him some very special final instructions that when you get money, please print books. And he even mentioned something, Agun Jolibe. After I'm gone, there will be fire in the Gaudiya Math. So basically what he meant is that some of the people in the Gaudiya Math will be fighting over the marble. Oh, I will take this room, or I will take this room. This room is more comfortable, and this is my room, and that is your room. So they will all be fighting. And it is so true that after Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada's disappearance, there was a lot of turmoil in the Gaudiya Math. It also happened in ISKCON. And this is what it is a fact. Anytime a great Acharya, after he leaves, there is bound to be turmoil. There is bound to be a lot of disturbances. A lot of Srila Prabhupada disciples, they fell down. Those who had taken sannyas, and they behaved in a very, very different way than they were supposed to behave. And things had become, the movement of ISKCON had also gotten a very bad name at some point due to some of the persons who wanted to become Acharya by force, and they wanted to gain control over ISKCON. So these things happen, especially when one is not careful. So if those personalities who are in the even disciples or initiated by these great personalities, they can fall under Maya, what to talk about us? So we have to be very careful that Maya is always waiting. While we are hearing Katha, something will come, some friend's phone call will come, or somebody's invitation will come for Sunday, or there is a birthday party, or this or that. So we will always get these material distractions. Somehow or the other, it will stop us from hearing Harikatha or attending Kirtan or so many other different devotional things. We decide that we want to chant the holy name nicely, and then that disturbance comes. So Maya Devi is testing us constantly. And those who come out with flying colors, at that time, pure devotion is granted to them. And then Sri Krishna, the love for Sri Krishna becomes so sublime that Krishna is even controlled by them. Krishna becomes, from Bhakta Vatsala, he becomes Bhakta Vasya. So this is the thing. So he ordered it that please, and that's what Srila Prabhupada took to heart. And books was the basis. Prabhupada said, purity is the force. Preaching is the essence. Books are the basis. These are the sentences that Srila Prabhupada's famous words that has been mentioned so many times. Books are the basis. As a matter of fact, personally, I have not met Srila Prabhupada, but I feel that Srila Prabhupada is there with me every moment. When I'm speaking Harikatha, when I'm reading, I feel Srila Prabhupada's presence. Prabhupada is present through his Vani. It is an amazing thing. So if we do it with a sincere heart, we will feel the presence of these acharyas. When we are singing a Vaishnava bhajan, we can feel the presence of that Vaishnava acharya. We can feel his blessings there. So the point is that sincerity is the purpose. We have to be very, very sincere. And Srila Prabhupada took those instructions by actually inaugurating the Bhakti Vedanta Book Trust, BBT, famously known, and then the rest is history we know. Right now also, during the month of December, it is the marathon month, and devotees profusely distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. And we had mentioned distributing Srila Prabhupada's books means distributing his mercy. It is not for the purpose of money. If some of us are thinking that these books are bringing money or Lakshmi, then it is the wrong reason why we are distributing. Of course, anything should not be given free. Otherwise, there is no value. Even Prabhupada said that. We should not give such things free. But the purpose is not to make money out of it. Lakshmi Devi will come with folded hands. And those who are book distributors should at least know the essence of Prabhupada's books. If somebody asks us, then we should be able to confidently answer them. And if we confidently answer them, and if we answer them in such a way that this book is meant for you, my dear sir, or my dear mother, or my dear Prabhu or Mataji, you really need it. Trust me, this will be your best thing that would have happened to you in your life. With that bhav, Hare Krishna. With that bhav, meaning only well, then Paramatma is situated in their hearts also. That message will be conveyed because it is a pure message. And even the harshest or the hardest of the hardest persons will very gladly accept that book that is being offered with a generous donation. So these things have to be kept in mind, that the bhav is, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said that on the banks of Radha Kund, the highest of the highest in terms of delineation in the Updeshamrit, Rupa Goswami mentioned that in Rajmandal, Mathura is considered higher than Mathura, because Mathura, Krishna was born there, Vasudeva Krishna. And then higher than Mathura is Vrindavan, because Krishna actually performed his leelas, in Vrindavan with his friends, with the gopis, etc. And then higher than Vrindavan is Govardhan. And higher than Govardhan, within Govardhan, is Krishna Kund or Shyam Kund. And higher than Shyam Kund is Radha Kund. So the Radha Kund has been given the highest of the highest amongst the holiest of the holiest for the Gaudiya Acharyas, in the Gaudiya Vaishnavas in Rajmanda. So on that means it was the prime desire of Radharani. See, we have to understand, within the certain leelas, there are so many secrets that are hidden. And Varshavanvi Daitaya Das. So that got reconfirmed. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Prati Janati Kaunteya Name Bhaktya Pradashyati. He says that you declare, O Arjun. He's saying, Prati Janati Kaunteya, O Arjun, you declare. What is that declaration? That my devotee shall never perish. Name Bhaktya Pranashyati. So the question may arise, my dear sir, why you are asking Arjun to say that? Why don't you tell us directly? Like many places in the Bhagavad Gita, you are giving these instructions. So here there is a very deep-rooted secret that sometimes Krishna, when he makes a certain statement, according to time, place, and circumstances, he may change. What is that nice bhav in that bhajan? Prabal prem ke pale padkar Prabhu ko niyam badalte dekha. Prabhu ko niyam badalte dekha. Apna मान टले टल जाए पर भक्त का मान ना टलते देखा. भक्त का मान ना टलते देखा. प्रबल प्रेम के पाले पढ़कर प्रभु को नियम बदलते देखा. Out of pure love for his devotee or his devotees, Krishna has even changed. Niyama badalte dekha. He has changed the rules. Sometimes even what he says, he may not promise what he does. Like for example, in the Mahabharata, Krishna had said that I will not pick up any weapon. I will not personally fight. That is my promise. He had promised that. He had promised that to Duryodhana. And he said, I will only become the charioteer of Arjuna. And, like that. But during the Mahabharata war, I think it was the 16th day, if I'm not mistaken, or one of those days, when Bhishma Dev was challenged and he was humiliated by Duryodhana, that you are eating my salt and you are eating everything and you are a disgrace to us. because Arjun is so dear to you, the Pandavas are so dear to you, you are such a big warrior, but your arrows are just simply, not having any effect because you don't desire to do anything. Although you are fighting on my side, but actually you are saving them. And you are namak haram. Namak haram is a very, very derogatory way where somebody, there's a saying in India that, one who has taken the salt of somebody, that means if you have taken the salt of a person or eaten the salt of a person, that shows that you have to be very faithful. So you're not faithful to me. And such words tore the heart of Bhishmadev, especially to a Kshatriya of that caliber, when he is accused that you are not fighting properly. And then he vowed that tomorrow by sunset, if I do not kill Arjuna, then I will give up my own life, something to that extent. And then Bhishma's name means what? Bhishma. He was given that name. Actually, his name is Devvrata. But when he made that promise, when he made that pratigya, that I will never get married because Satyavati, one of the Matsya Gandhas that his father had fallen in love with, and he wanted to get married so badly. So one of the conditions that Satyavati had put to King Shantanu is that I will only get married to you if the son that we beget will actually occupy the throne of Hastinapur. So to that, it was a very, very, very difficult decision for King Shantanu to make that decision, because Devvrat was his firstborn child from Ganga Devi, and Devvrat was supposed to take the throne after him of Hastinapur. But then one day, every day his father used to come back morose, very sad. One day Devvrat followed his father into the forest, and then seeing that he is so much in love with Satyavati and this was the condition, he immediately took a vow that I will never get married. He took a vow that if I don't get married, there is no question of any offspring, because then the next question can arise that there will be a fight between the offsprings or the children of Satyavati and Devvrata later on in the future for the kingdom of Hastinapur. So Devvrat said that I promise that I will never get married. I will remain a brahmachari. And when he made that promise, all the demigods from the heavens showered flowers and they said, Bhishma, Bhishma, Bhishma. Such a promise is such a grave promise, and therefore he is known as Bhishma. So Duryodhan was very cunning. He knew that if Bhishma said that next day, he will finish. Then Pandavas or Arjun, he will do that, because that is why he is known as Bhishma. And then the next day when the Shankh or the conch shell was blown, and at that time the war began, Bhishma Dev became so ferocious that it is said that nobody could see his arrows coming. The Ratha or the chariot of Arjuna was destroyed. Arjuna's chariot was supposed to fly 1 feet above the ground because it was Indra's chariot. It never touched the ground. And that chariot was blown to pieces. And Krishna, who was the charioteer, blood was oozing from his arms because the arrows grazed Sri Krishna himself. The crown of Arjun was thrown. His bows and arrows were scattered. And any minute, any second, Arjun could be vanquished. And at that time, the broken chariot could not move any further due to it being smashed by Bhishma Dev. And at that time, Krishna, seeing that condition, he picked up the wheel that was broken from the chariot and advanced towards Bhishma Dev, like a Sudarshan Chakra, wanting to kill Bhishma Dev. And at that time, Bhishma Dev took his bows and arrows, lifted up his hands, and he said, "Hey Keshav, this is the moment that I was looking for, that you broke your promise. You broke your promise." And like that, he made him break his promise. Therefore, Arjun said that it is possible that sometimes I break my promise. Therefore, you declare that my devotee will never be perished. One who is my devotee, Krishna says, will never perish. I want you to declare it, because if my devotee declares it, then there is no way it will be denied. No way. And that is the reason, perhaps if we look at that Sri Varsha Bhanvi Daitaya Das, Radharani's most dearmost servant, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he asked Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, when you get money, print books on the banks of Sri Radhakund. This instruction means it was the desire of Radharani. Srila Prabhupada took that to heart. And today we see it is due to his books that, I am here in front of you all, speaking katha and hearing, from places in ISKCON. The books are the basis. Studying Srila Prabhupada's books, I have gained so much that I cannot even describe. There's no way I can even think of repaying Srila Prabhupada what I have obtained. Otherwise, I don't know where I would have been in my life today if I had not obtained those books. So this is a very, very important instruction that was given by Sri Varsha Bhanvi Devi Daitaya Das, known as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. In 1936, the final order came from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to preach in the West. This was again reminded, and Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada fulfilled the order. In October of 1936, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, that was his last year, he desired to go back to Jagannath Puri, his birthplace, which is the Viyogini Radha Dham. He was in a very, very deep, grave, contemplative mood, very much in a mood of samadhi and deep devotion to Puri Dham, and showing a lot of transcendental symptoms of divine ecstasy when he was present in Puri. He also mentioned in a very humble mood, it is in this life, he said, that we have to serve the Lord. These are his words. In this life, we have to serve the Lord so we can get eternal service at the lotus feet of our eternal Lord. So when we start serving here, we can get the eternal service in the eternal Golok Dham. We should not waste any time. Amazing instructions. He expressed his desire at that time. It was Kartik, and he wanted to celebrate the Annakut or Govardhan Puja at Chatak Parvat in Puri. In Puri, there is a place called Chatak Parvat, which is also referenced as a replica, at the bow of Govardhan. And then he actually, along with some devotees, he actually celebrated Govardhan Puja and Annakut at Chatak Parvat in Puri. And then he also mentions a wonderful thing. By the petition of a Vaishnava, merciful Sri Krishna will give his mercy to the sinful soul. This we have to remember all the time. So here again, he is also expressing that the importance of a Vaishnava. If a Vaishnava makes a prayer or a petition to Sri Krishna, the all-merciful Sri Krishna has to hear his prayers. Shadanga Sharanagati hoi bijar tar prarthna shune Brajendra Kumar. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in that bhajan, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jiva Daya Kari. When one is fully surrendered with all the 6 branches of surrender, tar prarthna sune Brajendra Kumar, then certainly the son of Nanda Maharaj will listen to the prayers of that Vaishnava. He says, if a god brother falls down from the platform of service to Sri Hari, Guru and Vaishnava, then you should think your own brother is falling down. One should show compassion. In today's world, we like to gossip. You know what he did? He did this, he did that, or she did this, she did that. And internally we are glad that this Vaishnava did something wrong. And we try to make a mountain out of a mole, out of prajalpa, out of gramya katha. But here Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada is saying that if somebody is falling down, you should feel it's like your own brother falling down. We should feel that these Vaishnavas are my own family. They're the family of Mahaprabhu, they're the family of Rupa Goswami, they're the family of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, family of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. We should feel that. So amazing. And then he says the supreme goal of our life is to become specks at the dust, at the lotus feet of the followers of Sri Rupa Goswami. What amazing instructions. And then he also mentions that in December of 1936, I have caused anxiety for many people. Perhaps many people have considered me as their enemy because I was compelled to tell the truth, unadulterated truth. Bhakti Siddhanta, the Siddhanta. I asked them to serve the Lord with all sincerity. And I have given much anxiety to many people only because I wanted to inspire them to serve Sri Krishna sincerely, without material desire or duplicity, without any kutaniti, without any material desire for name, fame, money, etc. One day they will understand this. So this was this last month. So I think I will stop here now, and continuing in the theme, next week I will go into Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada's further instructions, his pranam mantra, and also some questions and answers. I have just, in my collection many years ago, decades ago, I had obtained a wonderful book, and in which there are questions and answers directly that were directed to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and they're mind-blowing, amazing. So I will try to cover that as well next week, and we'll see how much more. Because I mentioned we are Bhakti Vedanta Bhagavad group. Bhagavad means book Bhagavad and person Bhagavad, and we should always, glorify both. That way we get the mercy of Sri Krishna or Radharani, who itself is Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Goswami Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.